What's up, YouTube? I am G-Master6, and welcome to another episode of our Yu-Gi-Oh! Pro Replay series. Now today I've got, alright, so for those of you who don't know, there's this Red Eyes Burn FTK going around. Yeah, I didn't say OTK, I said FTK, first turn kill. So, why don't we showcase it? Why don't we see how this foolishness works? If y'all haven't seen how this works, you're in for a treat. You're definitely in for a treat. So I've got a lot of replays because of course they're pretty quick, and it took a lot of testing to find a really good build, but I finally found one. So we're gonna start off. I'm actually gonna start with the first build I did. Which wasn't that good, but it'll at least showcase how it worked. Basically, you're just gonna try and get through your deck. So, for those of you who don't know, let me pause it here. Red Eyes Insight is a really good card. You send a Red Eyes from your deck to the graveyard. You could send it from your hand, but generally you send it from the deck, and it allows you to search for any Red Eyes spell cards. So you search for Red Eyes Fusion. Red Eyes Fusion allows you to fusion summon a monster from using materials from your deck, and this is the new big boss that the Red Eyes have now, Falling Meteor Dragon. What he does, when he's summoned, you get to inflict damage to your opponent equal to half the sent monster's original attack. You send a Red Eyes from your deck to the graveyard immediately. So the difference between him and Archfiend Black Skull Dragon is that he doesn't have to attack. Archfiend Black Skull sends Red Eyes back from your graveyard to the deck after he attacks, and he does burn damage. But this guy just does it when he's summoned, so they take 1200. The good thing about Red Eyes Fusion is that it then turns this monster into Red Eyes Black Dragon. So I'll go ahead and let it play so you guys can see, what happens. I am my turn there. Obviously, as you can see, my hand doesn't do anything else, so I have to end there. Can't really do anything. I draw into trade in, which is nice. I get to draw some cards, and that was the engine I was using before. Trade in, cards of Consonance, cards of Blackstone, all this type of stuff. But as you can see, the deck can't really do anything if you don't draw into the proper pieces. So here I'm going to draw the Infernal Fire Blast, and so Infernal Fire Blast is important because, as I said, this monster is now Red Eyes Black Dragon. So when I use Infernal Fire Blast, I do damage to the opponent equal to the Red Eyes Black Dragon's original attack. Well, this monster's original attack is 3500 rather than the 24 that Red Eyes normally has. So they're going to take 35 direct, and I have another one in hand, so y'all already know what time it is. This boy about to get bodied, and it's over. There's nothing they can do about it. Damage Juggle is banned, so bang bang. So let's see. Here's another one. I think with the same deck. Yeah, I think this with the same deck. I go ahead and hit the Red Eyes Insight, get to draw, go into my guy. As you can see, I can't actually OTK him, so I go ahead and set it up because I have Red Eyes Insight to get another Red Eyes Fusion if necessary. Now he makes a great play right here because I draw into Serial Spell, and so Serial Spell basically copies any spell card. You have to discard your hand, and it copies a spell card. So basically, the OTK is to have Red Eyes Fusion, Infernal Fire Blast, and then either Serial Spell or another Infernal Fire Blast. But as you can see, he's going to make a great play here. He's going to chain his Needlebug Nest to my Infernal Fire Blast. As a result, I can't chain Serial Spell. So Serial Spell only works if you chain it to a card. It becomes, the effect of this card becomes the same as the normal spell card that you chained it to. So if he chains Needlebug Nest, I can't chain my Serial Spell to it, and I can't OTK him. So he made a great play there, stopping my OTK. And as a result, I have to end my turn. I searched for the Red Eyes Fusion again, but no reason to play it. I'd only deal 1200 and I can't attack, so there's no reason to do that. So he's gonna go ahead and do some Infernity shenanigans, and I'm like, whoa, this guy actually busted out Trishula. So he's gonna get rid of my Serial Spell, get rid of that, and unfortunately, I'm like, Trishula's about to blow me back. I don't draw into, actually I can cards of Constance that, and then I don't draw into anything. And as you can see, the Blue Eyes engine is kind of cloggy here. Like, it seemed good, but it's just, there's too many ways that it'll get in the way of the OTK. So he's going to bring out 2 Infernity Beetles so he can hit me direct a lot. And I'm like, man, you know, he's got game. If I don't draw Infernal Fire Blast right here, I lose. And I draw Infernal Fire Blast. I draw Infernal Fire Blast, and I go into Falling Meteor. That burn right there was unnecessary. I've got the Fire Blast to do the 35, and boom, game over. Despite that amazing field, game over. So this is, I'll show this one because honestly, well, I can show you guys another one actually. Before I changed the deck. So this is actually when I changed the deck to try and make it more consistent rather than being the OTK. And it was okay. The deck itself actually uses, this deck uses Black Skull as well. And that way you can actually battle, and you see I've got Solemn Brigade in here. I put the Hieratics in here so I could go into Ultimaya, bring out, you know, Crystal Wing, and you know, I could do some shenanigans, but it also just became too clunky. You see I Solemn the Lone Fire. Sylvan's main plays are to go Lone Fire into something, use that something to get something else, but if you stop the Lone Fire, generally they're done for the turn. So I go ahead, I do a lot of damage, and this is good because now if I draw into Fire Blast at any point, he's basically gone. I can use any Red Eyes to take him out. I don't have to go into Falling Meteor. So he's going to get his field spell out, which lets him do some Sylvan shenanigans, but he ends up just quitting. I guess he realized he doesn't actually have any play off of Copy Plant. I don't know if Copy Plant was a misplay there, but you know, he has two other tuners that he can summon. He can't summon his big Sylvan, so I'm not really sure what that was for. But anyway, that was that one. I'll show you guys this one as well. This is again with the edited version of the deck, and he's running. Oh yeah, he's running heroes. So I go ahead and get Tefnut out, going to Sue. Sue goes into the Labradorite Dragon. I'm able to pop his back row, and I special summon a Red Eyes here just in case I drew into Black Stone. I put Ultimaya in attack mode by mistake, but it doesn't matter because as long as I have a single monster, he can't attack Ultimaya anyway. So he's gonna go ahead and instant fusion, get out his Nodin, but I guess he forgot Crystal Wing negates effects, or maybe he just didn't read the card. I don't really know. But I negate the effect, and he just scoops it up because even if he goes Hero Live into Shadow Mist and Mass Change, I mean, it doesn't matter. He can't get over my Crystal Wing. Anki can't get over it. He could Hero Live into really anyway. He could Hero Live into what's the one that gains attack? The fire one. I don't think it would have enough attack though, so there was really nothing he could do. So he just scooped it up. But that just showed the other version of the deck. It wasn't as consistent though. So then, or matter of fact, before I show you the final version of the deck, I do want to show you guys this one because this is what happens when you don't get what you need. So as with all OTKs, they're not always consistent. I run Ceasefire in mine just because Ceasefire is broken against Pendulums. You know, 2,500 burn damage is amazing. But he's gonna Foolish here, get his Archduke in the graveyard, go Terratop into Tent Bomb, you know, or tack him to bomb, however you say it, I don't know. And he gets his dice, makes that guy level 6 so he can go into Clear Wing. Archduke brings his tuner back so he can go into Crystal Wing. And then this right here is actually pretty nice, this little play here he does to go into the, what's this guy's name? The Sword, Shandara. And this thing can attack twice, so I'm not sure if this is like his normal bread and butter play because he misses out on the OTK by 400, but check this out. Check this out. I draw Labradorite Dragon, so there's literally nothing I can do. But had I drawn Red Eyes Fusion right there, despite all of this foolishness, I still would have won, which is kind of crazy. But, or no, I guess I wouldn't have because Crystal Wing can negate effects, so never mind. Either way, I lost that round. So yeah, that's just what happens when you completely brick. You know, there's nothing you can do. So then I changed the deck and made it a bit more consistent. And guys, this stuff is obscene. So let me show you guys. I think this is the first one with that deck. Yeah. So I added Into the Void and some of this other stuff. Just watch this foolishness. So I Red Eyes Insight into the Fusion. And again, you only need 3 cards. You only need 3 cards. You need Red Eyes Fusion, Infernal Fire Blast, and another Infernal Fire Blast or Serial Spell. And I found out about this card, Left Arm Offering. If you have 2 or more cards, banish your entire hand and add a spell card from your hand to your deck. So now the OTK becomes any 2 and left arm offering. It doesn't matter which two you have. Generally, you would want Red-Eye's Fusion because you want to get your monster out first, but it really doesn't matter. I could have two Infernal Fire Blast. Well, no, I guess I couldn't because, yeah, I would definitely need, you need Red-Eye's Fusion and then any of the other two, Serial Spell or left arm, or I'm sorry, or Infernal Fire Blast. But it just makes it so much easier. Now I don't have to look for Serial Spell or Infernal Fire Blast because here I can burn him for 12, hit him for 35, and then left arm for the last piece I need, and the game is over. First turn, there's nothing you can do about it. I'm sorry, Dark World player, there's nothing you can do. And I know a lot of people are like, oh, well, how often are you going to do that? That's why I named these 2 in a row, 3 in a row, and 4 in a row. Because this literally happens every single time. As you can see, I've got 2 pieces. All I need is 1 more piece. Sacred Sword, boom, Red-Eye's Insight, got it, game over. I could I could draw more with cards of Red Jewel, but there's really no point. Deal 1200, Fire Blast, Serial Spell, nothing you can do, game over. That was fun. I hope he had as much fun as I did. I'm sure he did though. Moving on, so that was 2 in a row, and I had like 6 of these. Some of them didn't save for some reason, but this is the 3rd one. I mean, I'm playing against Blue Eyes. As you can see, I've got Fusion, I've got left arm. I only need 1 more. Got the Fire Blast. The game is over. There's nothing he can do. 1200, 35. Wait for it. Left arm, 35, and the game is over. Yeah, I don't have a hand, but I don't care because the game is over. And it just kept happening, and these were literally like back to back. I was just, you know, testing this deck over and over again, and just back to back. As you can see, I have all 3 pieces right here. I don't even need to do anything. The game is over. Like, I fuse, Fire Blast, left arm. The game is over. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. And left arm just makes this deck so much better. Into the Void helps as well because you get to draw that extra card for free. But and as you can see, so this guy's name was Lucifer, right? So I went back, we rematched. He was running Gravekeepers. I'm gonna run this last one for you guys, and we went ahead and rematched since I beat him so quick. And this time I didn't get the OTK immediately. You see, I have well, he went first as well, which kind of matters. But as you can see, I only have 2 pieces. I have left arm and the fusion. I don't have Fire Blast. So because I have a 2nd fusion, I go ahead and make my 1st one and go ahead and attack. You know, I don't really lose anything if this guy dies unless it's like, I don't know, Magic Cylinder and he's running Burn too. And I set one of my left arm offerings because with left arm you can't set any cards. So I figure if I set one and let him, you know, do his Gravekeeper shenanigans, it wouldn't really be that bad. He goes ahead and goes into Descendant to pop my guy, and of course Falling Dragon floats into Flare Dragon, which is amazing. So now you can see I have Serial Spell. I have Red-Eye's Fusion. The only thing I would need is Fire Blast, but the problem, let me pause it right there real quick. The problem is if I were to use left arm to search for Fire Blast, I would get rid of my Serial Spell. And like I said, if I use the turn you use left arm offering, you cannot set any other cards or any other spell or trap cards. So I wouldn't be able to set Serial, and it's quick play, so you wouldn't be able to do it anyway. But my point is I wouldn't be able to set Serial Spell and then activate left arm and then use Serial Spell on the Fire Blast. So I had to have Serial Spell already set. So I went ahead and set it. The good thing though, that this guy burns too, if you didn't know, Red-Eye's Black Flare Dragon, after you double summon him, he burns your opponent for his original attack. So he does 2400 damage just cuz. So as you saw, after I knocked out Descendant, he burned him for another 24. And so that's why I like this deck, because even if it doesn't OTK, you can still do consistent burn damage. As you can see, he's already halfway down. So he goes ahead and Raigekis me, and now as you can see, I've got it. I've got the game. I go ahead and fuse, and he plays a Compulse. Great play on his part. Gets my Ga off the board, so I can't burn him for the rest of the damage. So I have to wait again. And he goes ahead and plays another Cards of Demise, which means that I take no damage, which is nice. So I can go into the fusion card with left arm offering, but I figure there's no point in sacrificing Ceasefire, because if he can stop that fusion, then I actually lose. So I go ahead and set Ceasefire instead, and he triggers his Descendant. Since it's the newest card to pop it, I chain 1,000, and again, that 1,000 is actually very relevant because now Flare Dragon kills him as well. He goes ahead and pops my Serial Spell as well, but I don't need Serial Spell anymore. All I need is one Infernal Fire Blast. So he's gonna attack me for 2,000, which is, you know, whatever. And at this point, I know I can win. I draw into fusion, but I knew I could have searched for it anyway. So I draw into, or I fuse into him, and its effect is negated because I lose a turn, but it doesn't matter. I already have the Fire Blast, and I'm able to take him out. So again, and that was against the same guy. What I really liked about this game, though, was that it did showcase that even if you don't get the OTK, you can still do some work with this deck. So I know you guys just want the deck list. I don't know if you guys even. That was crazy though, right? Like just over and over again, just first turn kills. It's absolutely insane. Anyway, this is the deck that I've been using, and it's working really well. You got your 3 red eyes. Obviously, you need red eyes. 3 Labradorite Dragon. Reason being, in order to create Falling Meteor, you have to use a level 6 Dragon type monster, and they came out with Red Eyes Meteor Dragon. Matter of fact, I can show you guys Red Eyes Meteor. They came out with this one along with the Falling Meteor Dragon. As you can see, the artwork is really similar. And his effect is pretty good when you Gemini summon him. Your other Red Eyes monsters cannot be destroyed by battle or by card effects. Really good. But other than fusing into Falling Meteor, he has no other, you know, purpose. Whereas Labradorite Dragon, being a tuner and having 0 attack, has synergy with cards of consonants, and it has synergy with Lower Darkness. So I can send it to the graveyard for the fusion, as well as using it for these 2 draw cards, whereas Red Eyes Meteor you would only be able to use with the Lower Darkness. So that's why you got your 3 Labradorites. You've got 3 Red Eyes Black Flares. Again, he has the ability to burn your opponent, but it's also a Red Eyes monster, so you can use it with the Red Eyes Fusion, as well as the Red Eyes Insight, as well as the cards of the Red Jewel. So that's really important. Along with the 1 Malefic Red Eyes Black Dragon. Obviously, you don't run field spells. You're never going to summon this guy. He's only there to help you draw with Sacred Sword, cards of the Red Jewel, Allure Darkness, etc. etc. So then we got the spell suite, and obviously this is the main portion of the deck because you want to get 3 cards as quick as possible. Red Eyes Insight allows you to search for your Red Eyes Fusion. Lower Darkness, obviously important, draw 2 cards. It doesn't matter if you banish stuff. You do need to be wary because this card, you have to send monsters from your hand deck or your side of the field, obviously with fuse. So if, let's say you banished 1 Red Eyes with Sacred Sword of 7 stars, and you already used 1 Falling Meteor to send the Red Eyes, and you banished another one with Lower Darkness, you sent 1 with cards of the Red Jewel. You know, you can easily run out of Red Eyes in your deck. So you want to be wary with how you use your Red Eyes, but generally, you know, you'll knock your opponent out before it's a problem. So Red Eyes Fusion allows you to fuse into Falling Meteor. I still have the extra deck from the old version, so none of these actually matter. The only one you can actually make is Red Eyes Meteor. Cards of the Red Jewel lets you draw 2 cards, and this is a really good card because you send a Red Eyes to the graveyard, you draw 2 cards, and you can send another Red Eyes to the graveyard. So it allows you to thin your deck. Generally, you're only going to want to do that once, like I said, because you don't want to run out of Red Eyes. But first turn, if you have this card and you don't have the OTK after you play it, it's not bad to go ahead and send that extra Red Eyes so that you don't draw into that Red Eyes next turn. You got your 2 cards of consonants. You don't really need 3 because you only have 2 targets, and again, you do need to send Labradorite Dragon to the graveyard for Falling Meteor. So you don't want to run out of Labradorite Dragon. Sacred Sword of 7 stars allows you to draw again with your Red Eyes monsters. Infernal Fire Blast, obviously, the way you win the game. Again, it deals damage equal to your Red Eyes original attack, so with Falling Meteor, you're dealing 35, so you definitely want 3 of these. Left Arm Offering is the 3 of those because it allows you to search for any spell card, and it basically just gives you the last piece you need if you don't have it. Into the Void is really good, allows you to draw a card, and then at the end of the turn, you'll lose all your cards. So basically, you only want to use this if you only need 1 more piece. As you saw in the game where I did use it, I only needed 1 more piece, so it's like I might as well fish for it. If I don't get it, I'm able to set the spell and trap cards that, like, let's say I have Red Eyes Fusion and Infernal Fire Blast, and I just need 1 more. If I play Into the Void and I don't get it, well, I can set that Fire Blast. I can still go ahead and fuse, and let's say I have these 2 in my hand. At the end of the turn, they get banished. Doesn't really matter that much because all I need is 1 more Fire Blast or that Serial spell. So Into the Void is pretty good. You know, you could probably replace it with other stuff. At one point, I was using Hand Destruction, but if your opponent, you know, doesn't have a hand, yeah, it doesn't work. And then 3/0 spell to chain to your Infernal Fire Blast. Again, it basically just gives you 6 Infernal Fire Blast in the deck instead of just 3. And finally, the 2 Ceasefire. Like I said, I really love this card in this deck. It really mitigates having to have Serial Spell, because if your opponent has enough monsters, or if, you know, the board just gets big enough, Serial Spell will do a lot of damage. It also allows you to, rather than open with the FTK, if you don't have it, if you do have the Ceasefire, you can set the Ceasefire and just wait, let your opponent build some stuff up. It generally will draw out an MST or a Twin Twist or something like that, which doesn't matter because you can chain it, and you can get some free damage, basically just free damage off of Ceasefire. And then the extra deck, like I said, you can't make him, you can't make any of them. So it's really just, well, you could actually, let me go back. I apologize, because you could make some of the rank 7 exceeds. So, and this one is actually really important. You can add whatever you want as far as rank 7 exceeds, but Red-Eye's Flare Metal Dragon is actually really good. He can be destroyed by card effects while he has material, and each time your opponent activates a card effect, you inflict 500 damage to them. So you can detach to special summon stuff, but generally you don't really need to do that. The main point is that every time your opponent activates a card effect, he does 500 damage. So again, it's just like Ceasefire. That free damage is really, really good. In the event you can't, go into the OTK, he can just really help you. Problem is, the way the deck is built now, you can't really bring him out unless 2 of your falling meteors were to die and float into 2 Red Eyes. That's really the only way you can bring him out. Before, I was running like Silver's Cry and Red Eye Spirit and stuff like that to bring him out, but right now the only way you would be able to do it, at least with this build, is with the falling meteor. But as you saw, it pretty consistently will be able to OTK your opponent, so probably won't need him. Anyway, hopefully you guys enjoyed today's episode of Burn Your Opponent to Death. If you did, please do leave a like down below, because your support is greatly appreciated. If you didn't, for whatever reason, please do leave a dislike. Let me know what you didn't enjoy so I can improve. I'm GMaster6, and I will see you.